yesterday from Nigeria, a Nigerian journalist on my channel.
Yeah,
It was
it's
we talked.
pretty. So off the top of my head, I like very often speak about Nigeria, not necessarily because it's more. Well, it's not more important than any other like country where Christians are highly and extremely persecuted. However, it's number one in terms of being killed solely for your faith. And notwithstanding the girl who was just set on fire and stoned to death on camera, no shame, no fear of like reprisals or punishment for the people who did it. There, I was reading it yesterday to a friend of mine. There's something along the lines of, I wouldn't want to say, in the first 3 months of this year, it's in the tens of thousands already. Nigeria alone, the murder of Christians there outstrips the other 49 top persecution countries put together. Like, it's out of control. The very first story that I ever came across was a Nigerian pastor who'd been held hostage, and he was doing his little, I don't know, IS, it was Boko Haram, doing the hostage video. And the reason I was so impressed, it was because he was praying, like, you know, asking forgiveness for his cat. They still beheaded him, they didn't get. But that was touching for me. And then it just, once I started praying and looking into it, it's an endless sea of just blood and, you know, genuine persecution, as opposed to like some of the cases of Islamophobia that I've heard.
Yeah, I talked to that guy yesterday. David Hundain is his name. He's a journalist, and he lives somewhere else because living in Nigeria is not safe for him. He says, I understand that, and he basically says, this is how Nigeria is. The south is secular, non-Muslim, Christian. The north is Islamist, but the north is not very productive, but they live off the back of the South, which does all the production and money and everything. But still, they want all the power in the country. If you, if they impose something Islamic and you disagree with what they do, then you are basically threatened with your life. You constantly walk on eggshells.
There was a case last year of a 10-year-old boy. 10, 9, he was below the age of like English like even culpability, legal liability. So yeah, 10, 11. And he received 10 years in prison in Nigeria for, I don't know if it was insulting Allah. I feel like he was a Muslim, but there's nothing in the constitution of Nigeria regarding blasphemy laws at all. So I'm not quite sure how they like that went through the courts, whether it went through the courts or just Sharia courts, but it's pretty ridiculous. It's not only like 300 children at a time, repeatedly, like multiple instances every year of children being abducted en masse. Like the Chibok girls were still, they've not all been released. And now another few from the same region were taken, I think, yesterday, or it was reported yesterday. But it just seems that there is not even fear. There's just no, I mean, Pakistan, there was a case where an American was being tried for blasphemy, which is a joke because it was something to do with Muhammad, not God. But
Muhammad is God.
A child walked into the court unarmed, something like the Godfather films, I don't know, managed to acquire a gun, shot the accused in front of the judge, in front of everybody. Fair enough, he was actually arrested because it was an American. But the guards who had him in the back of the meat wagon were taking selfies with him, like, and he was some sort of hero for doing that. And people get ripped, literally, physically torn limb from limb in Pakistan. It's not just an isolated incident for what are mostly trumped up blasphemy charges. So,
yeah, in Nigeria, the case with that girl, she was beaten, killed, burned. The Islamic government, the authorities arrested some people who were supposedly involved, but the public went crazy and people started rioting, demanding that those arrested should be released because they did the right thing. And here's the issue: the Islamic authorities will probably not come up with a very good judgment. They will probably not punish those people very well. And the superior federal government can't really do very much because they are under constant influence and threat from the Islamic North. It's a very sad country. I don't